Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Do you find yourself doing too much for your family, your community, and everyone else while putting your own needs on the back burner? Did you ever catch yourself saying, once things calm down, I'll do it when? Stop trying to kid yourself. When you decide to stop running on default and start designing on purpose, things shift. If you want to rewrite how you move through your day, let's take a look at the gap between where you are and where you really want to experience what you really want to experience in real life. You need a mindset shift. You need to gain awareness and grow beyond the old stories, the old labels, the old roles that may have been holding you back from creating a life that you love. You don't have to stay attached to an old version of who you are. I'm going to give you permission to evolve, to grow, to transform into the next higher version of you. You have beliefs that something is going to be a challenge, it's going to be hard, and those are based on old thinking patterns, old habit patterns. Well, beliefs are decisions. Whatever you believe becomes true for you. Whether you think you can or you think you can't becomes your truth, your reality. The outcomes, the results, whatever it is that you really want, it can become your reality. The outcomes change with an inner mindset shift, believing something is possible until you realize it is true reality. Your mind is always looking for proof of what you believe. Your mind is a goal achieving machine. It continually seeks evidence, evidence to show you what you've been thinking about, what you've been feeling, what you've been doing. If you limit yourself to thinking about what's missing, talking about what's been going wrong, and doing the same things over and over, your brain recognizes that pattern and it continues to show you the results that match. So you don't think you're crazy. Your mind is just running a patterned program. Thinking patterns are habitual. And if your thoughts are not programmed to go after what you really want, your results are going to look the same from day to day. Everyone has 60 to 90 thoughts per day, and most of those thoughts aren't really thinking, they're just mindless chatter going on repeat. It's easy to confuse our identity, who we've been told we are and who we actually are. Maybe you have a lot of roles to play in your life, the role of a wife, mother, employee. Maybe you've been called the strong one, the peacekeeper in the family, without realizing those identities might not reflect your authentic self. You don't have to stay attached to an old version of who you used to be. Evolve to greater heights through a proven process of transformational change through consistent redirection, using tools to change your thoughts, change your inner speech. Focus on what you truly desire instead of settling. Thoughts become things. It takes practice learning how to direct your thoughts, feelings, and actions to design the results in your life. What you think, what you feel, that vibrational energy that you're in, what you allow yourself to receive, you can feel the difference in the energy. Energy is always flowing. When you walk into a room, you can get a feeling that you don't want to be there, or you can get a feeling that something special is happening. What you think, what you feel results in manifestation of what you want or what you don't want, what you allow yourself to receive or what you fight against. Everything manifests bigger in your life through your emotion, what you give your attention to. Think about a fire burning. When you add a log to the fire, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. When you add energy to an idea of something that you really would love, when you get into the feeling of what you want and why you want it, you're adding energy, you're thinking more clearly, you're feeling more in alignment with what it is that you truly desire. And then you get ideas. And as you get ideas, sometimes they feel too big, too scary, too much. But as you start to believe in yourself, believe that it's possible for you, believe that everything is always changing, and as you place your energy in the direction of what you want, you see life change before your very eyes. Life transforms when you transform your thinking, thinking that it is possible for you. It is meant for you because what you think about, you bring about. And if you spend a little bit of time focused on something that you truly desire, not noticing it's missing, not feeling the lack of it, but getting into a quiet space, getting into an energetic vibration of what that would feel like to truly be there, to be that, to have that. That energetic vibration starts to attract to you the circumstances, the people, the resources, the money, the opportunities, everything in alignment with who you are, with what you're being, with who you're being, with what you're acting. Instead of overthinking the worst that could happen, what if we start to focus, to give energy to even overthink the best that could happen? Put yourself into a great vibration to attract what you want instead of what you don't want. Your self-image is fluid. What identity do you want to embody? There's a voice in your head that says, "Are you sure?" It whispers, "Are you sure that's meant for you?" The voices in your head will try and talk you out of the beautiful dream that you have. And that's because you've been running on habit patterns. I want you to break the habit patterns that keep you running on the same track year after year and start to grow into the life, the success that you really choose, that you really want to enjoy. Have you ever heard the statement that all people want to grow, but not everyone wants to make the necessary changes to grow? There is a permanent law of the universe and that everything changes. Energy is always transmuting into form and out of form. That means your thoughts can become things, they will become things. So, what thoughts are you having, and what thoughts would you choose? We need to ask ourselves some deep, penetrating questions as a constant checkup. Who am I being in this moment? What am I thinking? You can tell what you've been thinking by how you're feeling. Without continual growth and progress, words such as improvement, achievement, and success really have no meaning. Life is growth. If we stop growing, technically and spiritually, we're as good as dead. We want to form the habit of doing things that we would love to do, not worried about the outcome, not fearing the unknown, but getting in tune with the spiritual side of us and growing and developing and ever becoming more and more and more of who we're meant to be. You are a spiritual being. You're living in a physical body. You are physical matter, but you are also spiritual energy. And you've been gifted with intelligence. You can decide what you would love and get into the feeling that you would have if it really was yours. Let's take a few minutes to sit quietly, to turn off any distractions, to take a deep breath in and let that go. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go calms down your central nervous system. It takes away the fight, flight, or flee, the fight or flight state of mind, and just allows your body to relax. Take a deep breath, a cleansing breath, bringing in divine spiritual guidance. And as you breathe out, let go of any stress, any worries about how. Take a deep cleansing breath of well-being and breathe out love. Breathe out the energy that will attract to you everything that's magnetized to you, to who you're growing into, the best version of yourself. Effective leaders have a vision of where they're going, and they know that they will get there. They know that they'll have their people buy into that vision. If you want to be a great leader in your life, you want to have a great attitude. An attitude is a composite of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. A good leader will automatically look for and find the good in others. An effective leader understands who they are, they take control of their own life, and they lead themselves in the direction they want to go. The effective leader knows how to give themselves a command and follow it. That takes discipline, that takes self-control, that takes habit. Forming the habit, practicing what you want. In Bob Proctor's book, The ABCs of Success, he has a chapter on habit. He says, George Washington Carver lived an interesting life. If you are inclined to learn from the real giants of history, George Washington Carver's life is one you could learn a lot from. He once said, when you can do the common things of life in an uncommon way, you will command the attention of the world. Forming the habit of doing the common things in life in an uncommon way will not only command the attention of the world, it will also guarantee you an interesting life. A life that is filled with satisfaction every day. You and I invest a respectable part of every day involved in doing common things. Frequently, because these common things do not seem important, they get done with very little thought. Isolated or standing by themselves, the common things probably are not very important. However, when you line the common things up, put them back to back, they become very important. Doing them in an uncommon way is what separates the amateur from the pro, the leader from the masses. The author, Dr. Robert A. Russell, said that developing greatness in one's life is simple. Anyone can do it. You merely do little things in a great way every day. Robert Russell and George Washington Carver were essentially giving us the same advice. It worked for them and it will work for you. Do what they suggested today. Commit to perform every task you tackle today in an uncommon way, regardless of how common it might be. Go the extra mile. Put your heart and soul into your work and refuse to permit the goof-offs to distract you. When you lie down tonight, you will reflect with pride and satisfaction on your day. Then do the same tomorrow. In fact, why not make a habit of it? He says there are no menial jobs, only menial attitudes. Repetition of the same thought or physical action develops into a habit, which, repeated frequently enough, becomes an automatic reflex. A superior person is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. What if you do things in a certain way? Do things to the best of your ability. Bob Proctor also talked a lot about the law of attraction, the law of vibrational energy. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. He talks about getting into a good vibration. And also in his book, The ABCs of Success, Bob Proctor says, have you ever spent time wondering why some people continually attract negative situations into their lives, while others seem to attract nothing but beautiful situations into theirs? The concept behind this law of attraction contains power, possibility, and promise if you will use it. You are a living, breathing, creative magnet. You have the ability to control what you attract into your life. Why not make a conscious decision to attract into your life all of the good that you desire? Historically, there's always been some small select groups of individuals who were aware of how to work in harmony with this natural law of the universe, the law of attraction. This law clearly states that you can only attract to you that which is in harmony with you. Everything in the universe vibrates, including your mind and your body. If you look at your body through a microscope, it's a mass of energy, moving, vibrating. Your mind controls the vibration you are in at any given moment. You control your mind by the thoughts you choose. No one can cause you to think something you don't want to think. And this is where freedom comes in. This is also where the problem begins with most people. They permit what is happening around them to determine how they think. 90% of the population wish positive, but think negative. Negative thoughts put you into a negative vibration, which by law determines what is attracted into your life. As a creative individual, you will continually attract good things into your life by thinking positive thoughts and expecting the best life has to offer. You deserve it. Napoleon Hill said, "Man alone has the power to transform his thoughts into physical reality. Mankind alone can dream and make his dreams come true." What would you have come true? What dream do you have? Once you plant it in your heart, think about it with the energy of it already being done, already being yours. And you will start to attract everything necessary for that dream to become reality. That's how everything happens. What you think about, you bring about. Take some time to decide what it is that you really want. You might make a whole list of 3, 20, 200 things that you really want. And then pick one that is most important to you. Write about it. Grab a pen and paper and just allow a free flow of words to come onto the page. What allows you to be happy? What puts you into a happy vibration? That you are loved, you're at peace, you're content, you found your purpose in life, you are doing purposeful work that you love, and you're changing the way the world does business. You're changing the way people do ordinary common things because you found an easier way. Practice doing things in a certain way, giving your best, doing your best, giving from the heart, treating everyone the way they want to be treated, and expecting the best for yourself, expecting people will treat you with respect, expecting the good to show up in your life. When you get into that feeling of faith in the universe, you can relax into the understanding that you attract what you're in harmony with. You don't attract what you are, you attract what you are, not what you desire, what you want. It's available to you, but you have to be in the same vibrational frequency in order for it to become part of your experience. Write about what you truly desire, not from the point of it's not here, but as if it's already yours. How grateful you would be, how thankful your heart is, how wonderful life is now that what you want is your life. It is your experience. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, are they in alignment with what you really want? Become more aware. Use this as a habit practice, and it will change your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and totally transform your life. What would you love? Put it down on paper and give thanks for it already being here. If it's in your mind, you just have to get your vibrational energy into that alignment, and it's yours in physical reality. Be open to receive what it is that you want. Feel it, and it shows up for you. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. Embody the spirit of what you truly desire. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.